I saw the Daleks, the real Daleks, on their spaceship, I was like, yes, amazing! Hello you lovely lot and welcome to a brand new year and a brand new video here on my channel. I hope you all had a great New Year's, and in today's video we're going to be reviewing Revolution of the Daleks. So let's get into this. So before this video begins, of course there are going to be spoilers, so if you haven't already seen the story, then I really recommend going over to the iPlayer, watching it, and then coming back to watch this video so I don't ruin it for you. So the basic premise and plot of this story is there are new Daleks that have been created by humanity, and these are like security drones. These are obviously not pure Daleks. And then the Doctor gets busted out of prison by none other than Captain Jack Harkness, which was incredible, to then find out that there are Daleks on planet Earth that are kind of being our security. Of course, she finds this out, doesn't approve, then sends a message out to the real Daleks, which literally just come down and kick the shit out of the security drone Daleks, and then those Daleks get destroyed. That's the basic premise. That's pretty simple, right? But there is so much going on within this story, so let's take a closer look at all the bits and bobs that I noticed in this story. So this story pretty much starts off after the end of Resolution, which was the other New Year's Day special that we had, and I really like that. I think that was really well done. It's almost like this could be a two-part story or adventure, and who knows, there could be a third part to it, but I really like that. So the Recon Dalek is destroyed, it's in the back of the lorry, and forgive me because I forget his name, I'm going to call him Donald Trump, it's the easiest way for me to remember, but the villain from Arachnids in the UK basically has taken charge of this Dalek and has always got money on the mind, and to use these for himself and get him into some kind of place of power, I mean, from an outsider's perspective, it's quite a good idea, but of course it's going to go wrong. I'm really bad with actors' names, I never remember these people, but the guy that you see in the beginning, the guy with the glasses who gets overtaken by the Dalek in the end, he's in The Misfits, which is a TV series on Netflix, which I really enjoy. So seeing him was an absolute pleasure anyway, but I thought his character was fantastic. Really enjoyed that aspect of the show. It's always nice to have characters outside of just the Doctor and the companions really shine. I also loved the Donald Trump character more this time than I did than Arachnids in the UK. I feel like he was a lot more kind of comical. You know, there were a few lines in there that were really funny, and I really enjoyed his performance as a whole. I know the character's a complete and utter twat, but it worked. I really enjoyed it. I thought that was really good fun to watch. So then we're taken to the Doctor, who's in prison, the Jadoon prison ship, which I really enjoyed. The whole kind of like atmosphere was incredible. The fact that she was saying hello to the security cameras on the prison and every day was the same. We later find out that she's been in prison for 19 years, which actually doesn't sound like much considering didn't Peter Capaldi's Doctor have like a billion years living the same day. But anyway, I digress. So we get to see a few little aliens. There's a Pating, there's the Ood and a few other little creatures within the spaceship, also a weeping angel. I thought that was really quite a nice little kind of touch, not too much and not too little. And of course the Doctor gets broken out of prison by none other than Captain Jack Harkness, which I kind of saw coming, although a lot of people thought this was going to be a Doctor light story. Well, we were proven wrong because it really wasn't. I think the Doctor was in it as much as she always is, so that's cool. But anyway, yeah, Captain Jack, John Barrowman, is back and he blew it out of the park. In my opinion, he hasn't changed one bit. He is still Captain Jack. They seriously need to go ahead and bring back a new series of Torchwood. That would be amazing. I thought that would be the reveal at the end, but we'll get to that later on. Unfortunately, that wasn't the reveal we were waiting for, but who knows, it could still happen. Then we move on to the fam, Graham, Ryan and Yaz, trying to work out how the TARDIS works and what they can do to kind of help, which I kind of enjoyed. I thought that was really good. I thought they were quite a strong team, even though they weren't getting anywhere without the Doctor. I really did enjoy that. I knew that Captain Jack was going to kind of come in and help them. I kind of felt it would be a Doctor-like story and Captain Jack would kind of take over the role a little bit and be the Doctor, but that wasn't really the case. But that's just one of those things. It wasn't a complaint of mine, it was just something unexpected. It was nice seeing the roof Doctor's TARDIS. I love the interior of that one. Sadly, I don't think we're going to see that TARDIS again very soon. Spoiler alert, that TARDIS gets proper fucked. Kind of a shame, really. And now moving on, of course, the Dalek mutant has been grown from a tiny bit of, like, you know, remembrance of that little bit of Dalek, and it's now, not only is it formed into its proper self, well, I say proper self, but some kind of Dalek mutant which isn't pure, it's also gone ahead and chosen Japan and a factory in Japan to reproduce hundreds of itself, which is really quite cool. I think that kind of harks back to Revelation of the Daleks, when the Daleks were able to kind of do that kind of mutation stuff, which is really awesome to see. The visuals were amazing, and also the audio and sound effects were on point. Really enjoyed that aspect of it as well. And the idea, by the way, that the Donald Trump character was 3D printing these shells, these Dalek shells, I love that. That made me think of us, the Doctor Who community that love action figures, and some of us have 3D printers. It's not beyond impossible, so I thought that was a nod to us, and I really enjoyed that. It felt a bit like Power of the Daleks as well, having the Daleks kind of being built up from nothing. I thought, again, a little bit of a classic nod in some way. I had guessed that the guy from the Misfits was going to get taken over like Lynn did from the story Resolution, but it worked, and I love the idea of having the actor's voice, and I think maybe it's going to be Nicholas Briggs' voice, mixed into one, and having that kind of really creepy Dalek-esque voice, but as a human still. I love that, really do. But we've seen it twice now. I don't know if it needs to necessarily be seen again. We don't want to overplay that. Seeing the Dalek guards, or security guards, or whatever you want to call them, in places like airports and post offices, I thought that was really awesome. I thought that was something that we could kind of have happen to us maybe one day, especially when they were kind of being tested on the people rioting, and they shot out this, like, I think they joked and said we should have used actual gas, but it was just like smoke. That made me think of the 1960s Dalek movies again, which is another nod. I really, really like that. The idea of these kind of being like little tanks or drones that you control. I could easily see the army of any nation having these in their hands and then using them as a tank, basically, and you know, an artificial intelligence tank. I don't know. I think that's a really good idea, and it's something that's quite surprised that hasn't been thought of before now. But of course, 2020 has been one of those years when we would have liked to have wiped out a virus with a tank, so maybe that could have been a thing as well. Now, when the Doctor put that call out, for some reason, I was convinced it was going to be the Time Lords that were going to come and help. I don't know what. I was thinking maybe I'd drunk too much alcohol. I don't know. But when I saw the Daleks, the real Daleks, on their spaceship, I was like, yes, amazing! I was just like, you know what? I'm like a little boy again. This was just everything that I was waiting for on Christmas Day. But of course, there was no Doctor Who on Christmas Day. We had to wait a week, and there it was. The Daleks were back, and I just thought that part was amazing. I thought as well that when the Dalek factions were fighting each other, the real Daleks versus the security drones, it was kind of like remembrance of the Daleks in a way, having those two, you know, opposing factions fighting each other. I love the idea of a Dalek civil war. I think some of the security guard Daleks also sounded like Daleks from the Imperial Daleks from Remembrance of the Daleks as well, which all just adds to that kind of feeling of, well, Remembrance of the Daleks. I thought that the scene between Ryan and the Doctor in the TARDIS when they were kind of flying over to Japan, although I don't know why they didn't just fly there instantly, it's a time machine, but it took about 5 minutes to get there, but that scene was, it kind of started off a bit weak when they were talking about beanies and stuff, but then it got really, really good towards the end of that scene, and I really enjoyed it, and I felt that is the swan song, that is the kind of a goodbye from Ryan to the Doctor, and I really enjoyed that whole kind of build-up to that scene. It was really well done. Now, the departure scene with Ryan and Graham, I was expecting probably Ryan maybe to be killed in the story, and when it got to the end I was like, hang on a minute, no one's died. Well, a lot of people died, but the companions haven't. What's going to happen? And of course I'd worked out that Ryan by now was just going to quit the TARDIS, which is exactly what happened, but then of course Graham's going to follow suit. It would have made no sense whatsoever for Graham to have stayed with Doctor and Yaz, although it pains me to say, because I quite like Graham. I thought he was probably the best companion of the three. It's kind of sad to see him go, but he has to go when Ryan goes, otherwise it would have made no sense. The end scenes with Ryan and Graham were kind of comical in a way. Watching him still not be able to ride his bike, but save the universe, it was kind of, I enjoyed that. I kind of seen what they were trying to do, and that was kind of cool. Getting to see Grace again in that flashy image was kind of strange. I think the Doctor maybe did that, perhaps. And of course, they both see it, but they both kind of don't admit to seeing it. It was kind of well done, but unexpected in a way. And of course, the ending after the credits, which we were warned by the narrator of BBC saying there's something coming up, Doctor Who fans, which I always quite like. I thought it was going to be the Torchwood new series being released, but it isn't. It's comedian John Bishop being announced as, well, being part of the Doctor Who universe. Is he going to be a new companion? Or is he going to be the Master? Or is he going to be something completely different? I don't know. I don't know. Is he going to... He probably will be a companion, let's face it, because they've made a big song and dance out of it. But we'll just have to wait until whenever it's on. I think it's back on in autumn, maybe, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. Now, I do have a few questions that I would like to ask and see what you guys kind of thought of that aspect of the story. So the first question I have is, phase 2 of the plan was to destroy the main Daleks, which is a real kind of hard thing to do. So why not just destroy the first lot of Daleks by letting them know that the Doctor was here, and they would then be like, oh my god, it's the Doctor, and then they could get sucked up into the TARDIS and melted into nothing, into the void. By the way, that scene was kind of cool, watching the TARDIS crumple, but I feel a little bit sad to see a living TARDIS being destroyed like that. That was crazy. Does it mean that there's going to be a TARDIS in the void somewhere, which they could then perhaps unpack and... I don't know, I'm probably looking too much into this, but that's my first kind of question. Another question I have is, the Daleks are intelligent, right? Why did they only build one factory in one country? They could have built factories in every other country around the world and then not put all their eggs or hemispheres into one basket. And yeah, it wouldn't have been such a easy way to destroy them had they been separated around the world. Will Jack and Gwen come back in the form of Torchwood? Who knows? And another question is, will we see Ryan and Graham again? It's quite probable that we will, until maybe Yaz leaves for TARDIS. But, you know, next season, I expect we're going to get some sort of appearance of Graham and Ryan. Again, we touched on John Bishop. Is he going to be a new companion? Or is he going to be the Master? Or is he going to be something completely different? Who knows? Let me know in the comments down below what you think John Bishop is going to be in Doctor Who. And finally, why did the Doctor let the Donald Trump character climb down that ladder and talk to the Daleks in the first place? And then why did the Doctor let Donald Trump take all the praise and, like, be the hero of the day when he's a complete and utter tool? But that aside, I don't know, I'll just leave that there. So overall, what do I rate this story? I rate this story 9 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed it. One of the best Jodie Whittaker stories I think we've had. And I'm on board. I loved it. Now, I know this is only my opinion. I love the story. Many of you may disagree or agree. It doesn't matter what you think. Like, I'm happy to discuss in the comments down below. You know, if you guys loved it, if you guys hated it, it's kind of like Marmite at this point, right? You either love it or you hate it. I think that's the kind of the deal with Doctor Who at the moment. So, yeah, that's what I had to say about the new story, Revolution of the Daleks. I hope you've enjoyed this review. I hope it hasn't been too convoluted or confusing. I don't know. I'm not really a massive reviewer on YouTube of like material like this. I'm normally reviewing action figures. So I did my best for you. So thank you for watching. Happy New Year, and I'll see you all again, well, very soon in fact, because I've got a really special Doctor Who video that's going to be uploaded very soon. So be sure to check that out when it comes. Thank you very much, and as always, take care of yourselves. See you later, people.